What is up, YouTubers? This is Stardust here, and we're gonna be doing a bit of feedback based on my experiences. I'm gonna be giving a feedback of League of Legends and of Heroes of the Storm. So, unfortunately, one of the games won't have a very good feedback. Now, let's start with League of Legends. I started playing. Well, a friend of mine gave a very close friend of mine gave me his account, which apparently is off the rules. Doesn't matter. I had for my birthday in 2011 an account given to me, which I'm still playing it. So I've played it until about mid 2016, something like that. So I've stopped playing now for like 7-8 months League of Legends. Okay, so let's go through what my experience was. Um, First couple of years really good, very good community, supportive community. It's absolutely good gameplay, etc. Once I started going to platinum, etc., I started growing. Then I realized it's not. I don't tend to enjoy the game anymore. So why did I stop enjoying my game anymore? Basic rules. Basically, the game, one ranked game could last up to an hour. Quite often does. If it's a good matchup, it does last up to an hour. After the rank system, the rank matchup is completely wrong. Some quite often you get like, I'll give you an example. When I went from gold into platinum, I used to get platinum 1 to play on my promotion, and I was like, really? Platinum 5 would be alright, platinum 4 would be right, but platinum 1, that's about platinum 1 are players going towards diamond. So the matchup the matchups are pretty horrible. Afterwards, once you start a game, including that's really long, you have the toxic players that, believe me, I've been told to get a cancer I don't know how many times, just because my heal was a good. I mostly play healer, just because my heal was on cooldown, for example. So just because of that, that's it. You have to get a cancer. It's amazing that the amount of toxic communities, that the amount of toxic people that are allowed to play. And mind you, there are a lot of games like that, but such toxic communities, I've never ever experienced in my life. So let's go through the positive of League of Legends and the negatives. The game will support you, even if you're toxic. So the players will look after you, which is really nice. Sorry, the game itself will support you. Um, the game style, the way it's built is absolutely fantastic. It's really good. Um, and it makes it enjoyable, ignoring the community facts. Very addictable. Very challenging because you have to learn, and you're against other people. So overall, the game is great. Now let's go through the bad points of League of Legends. Um, being the games are way too long. It could take up to an hour. I think the maximum I had was 1 hour and 10 minutes for one game. 1 hour and 10 minutes, not being able to go to the bathroom or whatever. It's it's a long time. Then if a player goes ahead, they can easily lead the team, which is not very. I don't agree with that sort of um, with that way of gaming, because it's all about team playing. So the game should be focused on team playing, on team game, on ganking or etc., on farming or whatever. So one player that could lead a team, like for example Yashu, could easily, once he gets fed, that's it. He could go 1 versus 5 pretty much. Well, of course, it really depends, but it's a pretty much win for the enemy team. But if they're smart, once you get a bit of the gold leads, then you can't get back. You can't win back really, because they'll they'll have more items, and that's it. The game doesn't really allow you to to get back on your feet, experience wise, etc., etc., etc. So I don't know. It's really, and then on top of it, you have the toxic players that the further you go of the rank, the more toxic they get. It's like they get more personal. The game, they get more personal into the game. People just forget about it. That it's just one game, and and that's it. You just have to be there to enjoy. The amount of blocks I have in there and mute people, I I don't. I think I have no space anymore to block people because there's so many of them. But I think the game will just die eventually. It's you can't enjoy anymore. You just can't enjoy anymore. The amount of things I've been told in League, I have never ever been verbally abused so much by a stranger, that just no matter how high is your level of tolerance, you just can't deal with it anymore. You just can't deal with it anymore. So yeah, I've stopped playing, which is a bit sad because I did enjoy it a lot. I went into platinum, etc. But then the further I got, is the worst. I realized it's the worst that it gets. So I was like, no, that's it. And it's just a shame because if I go through the champions and the skin that I have about spent more than 1,000 on skins, etc., etc. So it's just sad. It's just sad that the game, the Riot Games would allow such players, because they don't have lack of players. They don't have lack of players. They just have uh, how would I describe it? Exceeded amount of horrible players that they remain, that they keep on on the game. So it's crazy. Anyways, so that's pretty much of, I don't know how to work this out. I'm about to delete the game, but anyway, it's like, let's have a look. Champion skins. So let's have a look. Show owned. Excellent. So the amount of skins, once you start scrolling down, the amount of skins they have owned, they are amazing. Legendary stuff. So, like I said, I spent about thousands of euros and pounds onto that game, and it's just the reaction that I got from Riot was like, when I started campaigning, I actually started emailing about players. It was nothing. It was absolutely nothing. So, well, great job, Riot. You lost a paying client. Anyways, doesn't matter. So yeah, that's about it. So based on feedback, horrible experience on a beautiful game due to the players. Games are way too long. Communities are absolutely is beyond joke. If you want to get, if you get enjoyment of being verbally abused, you go play League of Legends. That's my personal opinion. And the higher you go to rank, the worse it gets, man. The worse it gets. So let's go through the Heroes of the Storm. Heroes of the Storm, I've started playing about 5 months ago. So far, I'm absolutely amazed by how the game is built. It's so great. It's so wonderful. The communities are so polite and just such nice people that Riot the sorry that the Blizzard maintains, I'm absolutely shocked. So the gameplay, it's quite nice. You have the heroes based on the other games of World of Warcraft, Diablo, Starcraft, etc., etc. So it's quite it is quite really, and obviously Overwatch. So it's quite enjoyable. Pretty much every month you get a new player, you get a new champion, which is absolutely amazing. The balance is absolutely great. Um, I'll give you an example. The amount of games I've turned that we just turned level 10. They were all level 14, so it was like pretty much lost. They just made a couple of mistakes. You hunt them down separately, you kill them, and then you are able to get back on your feet, because the amount of experience you get, it's a lot based on your. So basically the game is a lot let's go through the benefits now. The game is a lot shorter. I've done a game within 30 minutes and I finished the game, which is amazing. So finishing a game within 30 minutes, it's really 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 good. um it usually doesn't last more than 20 minutes, about 17 to 18 minutes, 19, 20, quite rarely 22, 23. The game overall is it's a lot faster, so you don't have to be occupied. It's like pretty much twice as less as what League of Legends is. So I quite like that part, because you don't have to be constantly worried about, oh, should I start a game, or is it gonna last an hour, or and then I have to go, you know. So the amount of time that it takes from of you, it's a lot less. Heroes of the Storm, and I quite enjoy that, to be honest. Then the community is really really good. The game is all about experience. Basically, by leveling up, you get more talents, etc. I've done also some guides. Um, but and the talent builds, each talent, how you can build your champion. It's quite flexible towards depending what, whether they have an assassins, whether they have that and that, etc. So really really good in that sense as well. So um, all I can say is well done for I've been playing well done Blizzard and Heroes of the Storm. I've been playing that game for about for some time now, and the experience that I get is purely enjoyable, which is what a gamer wants to have. It's enjoyable. um I've already for season one. I went to diamond, so I'm quite a competitive player, and I know that. So it's quite it's quite nice the way that Blizzard has done the game overall. It's community, the way they block community. Only once I had to leave a game because I had an emergency, and the amount of penalty I had was crazy. You know, I went back to the motion game, and I had to play a quick match first without being AFK. So it's the punishments are really really good for people that are not that are trolling, that are being silly. So it's really really nice, and they seem to support, and and Blizzard seems to want the players to go towards mm, the players that want to enjoy the game. They don't want to get abused like what Riot does. Is they seem to don't care that players get abused, whereas Blizzards, and the amount of, like, I have a friend that's been silenced now pretty much every week, and it's amazing. It's amazing. I really recommend Heroes of the Storm. It's a completely different it's a completely different MOBA experience. It's all about team playing, really, getting experience and being really active. Even if you start typing during the game, No, you can't afford that. That means you don't know the basics of the game, because you have to be really active in those mm, in those what 15 to 20 minutes that you're going to be playing the game. And that obviously prevents people from insulting each other. That prevents that doesn't frustrate you so much that you're stuck 1 hour in one game with somebody that keeps on insulting, etc., and that you can't leave because otherwise you get the report. So you just overall the experience that Blizzard provides, you can see that they clearly thought about it. And I'm really really thankful and really really honestly, it's a great experience. I'm so happy. Keep it up the good work, guys, and I'm really I'm absolutely pleased with what they managed to build. Okay, with a great way of MOBA that's in a such smart way. They've made it that people don't attack each other. They purely enjoy the game and they play it because they want to play. They enjoy it. So I've supported them a lot. So and I'll keep doing that because I really definitely want that game to be number one. Really, it's amazing. It's amazing. Anyways, guys, I hope you're gonna give it a try in Heroes of the Storm and see what an alternative there is. Even if you're only a casual play, if you can play 1 hour or 30 minutes in during the day, Heroes of the Storm allows you to do that. And the community is great. Of course, when I say community is great, you of course you get that random person that's gonna be there to one in 20 games or 30 or 40 games. uh, you get that one person that's gonna be a bit odd, but hey, it's what it is. They haven't got control of that. You can tolerate that easily. But anyways, I really hope you guys give it a go because I did, and I'm about to delete right now. Although I've paid so much money into it, which if I could get a refund, I would be like, oh my god, please give me a refund for the amount of abuse I got from you guys. Anyways, I'll speak to you guys. I'll stay tuned for more videos, guys, and I hope you give it a try for Heroes of the Storm. See you later.